Welcome to the only place where real, raw, and vulnerable conversations happen with IFBB bikini pros to give you an inside look at their struggles, strategies, mindset, passions, and all of life beyond the stage. This podcast is made to inspire, motivate, and remind competitors and the average gym goer that even the most extreme lifestyles and elite athletes have their ups and downs. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm your host, Celeste Rains-Turk, and now it's time for the Confessions of a Bikini Pro podcast. Today we are bringing back one of the best people I know in my life. She is the creator of Bambotting Nutrition, known as the Brownie Boss for her incredible macro-friendly nutritious decadent and every possible amazing description you could think of for her high-protein treats. She came on the show back in December 2018. That's when I discovered BAM and fell in love. Oh my gosh. And she is back to give us some insight into things about her lifestyle now, women empowerment. And of course, we're not going to have this podcast without addressing some recent, you could say, controversy around Bambotting Nutrition. So welcome back, Stefanie Antorcha. How are you?
I am fabulous. So excited I might just throw up a little too much.
Unless it tastes like Bambotting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so happy you're here. I told you before we started recording, I've been looking forward to this. And I just want to start off by saying publicly what an honor it is to be a part of the Bambotting family. And I just appreciate all the work you do and the way you show up for us, your company, your customers. And, I was a customer before and I loved Bambotting, and now to be part of the BAM fam just feels surreal. And I really appreciate you having me.
Well, we appreciate you very much. It's an honor. And yeah, honestly, that was nothing made me happier than being able to offer you to come join our team. So I'm just as excited.
Thank you. Well, let's just dive into something that recently pissed me off. I know pissed you off, which were some of the degrading claims made by some others in the fitness industry about Bambotting products. So do you mind opening up about this situation and how you even found out that these statements were made about Bambotting?
So first, out of anything, any emotion that you could describe, the number one thing that I felt then, feel now, is more of confused. Mm-hmm. So I'll tell you, okay, I'm going to paint you a picture from start to finish where this is, here we are. I believe it was a Tuesday. I know it was a Tuesday because we were in the middle of a IG takeover.
Oh, yes.
That day, that we had been going through some shit obviously as a world. We're in the middle of a pandemic. We're, as a company, running during this time is really difficult. We're having trouble getting ingredients. You can only have a certain amount of workers at a time. There's very specific protocols that you have to follow, being that luckily Bambotting is a business that was an essential business. So we did get to keep operating, but also things remain extraordinarily difficult with, the checks that you're having by different organizations, the protocols you have to follow, also protecting myself, the workers, and surely hopefully most of them won't listen to this, but they're also an older crowd, a few of them. So it's a more at-risk group in the first place, plus everything else that's going on, not to mention personal stuff. To top all that shit off, the air conditioner was broken for well over a month. So we are not only, if anyone that doesn't know, we're based in Florida. So it's about, 105 outside on any given day. Imagine being inside of an oven, literally 5 to 6 times. We had people passing out, running out of water. It was a shit show. To describe it as anything else would be less than acceptable. And we're, because of everything, between working out, my normal life, and then what I do every day is super active. I always get really tense, really tight, like so bad that I can't even move my body. So finally, like I hadn't been getting a massage, for 3 months, which normally I try to get one because otherwise I get so tense that like it gives me headaches. It literally like just hurts. So finally, I found this guy who was going to come to my house and he was going to work on this and all these different safe ways. And we are going to go through this. So got a massage. I was like, okay, like, this is really going to turn around. I'm getting word on when we're going to get the air fixed. I come out, I have about like 913 text messages, DMs, phone calls. And I'm like, what the hell happened in the hour that I just left? And I open my Instagram and see that myself, Bambotting, has been tagged, and I have 9,000 different comments coming in after that, like asking me all these questions. And I'm just there in this utter ray of confusion, like, what the fuck is happening here? So I'm at this point just trying to figure out, like, okay, what is going on? What is everyone asking me about? And that's where I was on this beautiful Tuesday.
Right after a massage, immediately tensed up again.
Yeah, right. I was like, okay, this world's really turning around for me.
Oh my God. Okay, so you're seeing all this going down on Instagram, you're getting all these texts and calls, and you find out there's been a video posted and there were things said about the products. And when you heard those statements, what was your initial reaction? Of course, you were confused, and then you had all these questions coming in. How did that feel to see that released to such a large audience, and then about your business, your baby?
Well, so here's the thing, when you start a business, the first thing that everyone is going to tell you is that, like, you have to separate your business and your personal, because one's not in the same. But that's bullshit. Throw that out the window. It is like, to and to each their own, but to me it is the same, because I work every day for this business that I care about. I put my all into, and not only do I care about the business, but I say that Bambotting Nutrition is a family business, because not only because it's my family, but because we are a family. And what I would call my best friends are not only they're customers, they're people like, on my personal Instagram, I get on there and I shoot the shit with people that I call my friends, and I don't even realize that I don't know them in real life, because they were customers. And that's how we first started talking. And we grew to have this relationship, and I consider everyone part of our family, our Bambotting family. And I'm extremely passionate, not only about, like, business and my family, but just everything that I do. I'm a very passionate person. So my first reaction is I immediately, I want to fire back. I want to say exactly what I want to say. And this is how I'm going to say it, because I know what I know, I have nothing to say about anyone individually, about what anyone else said. I know what I know, and I know my truth, and I want to shout it to the world. But luckily, I have people around me that, they took me and they sat me down and said, okay, this is what we need to do. These are the proper steps that we need to take as a business professional, as this, because in the all honest truth, anyone that knows me, like, when they go low, I'm gonna go even lower, and I'm gonna tear you new, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what I think. That's just the way I am, who I am. But it's not proper, it's not professional, and it's, at the end of the day, not the right thing to do. It usually gets me in more trouble than good. So luckily, I gathered a team. We research, conducted our own investigation. At this point, we have absolutely no information. And, at the end of the day, I'm so glad that I didn't join in a social media, mudslinging battle, because I'm not a social media influencer. Like, it's not any desire that I have, anything that I'm any good at. I suck at anything electronic. Maybe once in my life I've done a swipe up, not even for my own shit, because I don't, it's not my thing. Like, I don't get it. I don't enjoy it. Like, you know, I could have taken my shirt off and, you know, made an IG story shouting at people and like talking shit. But yeah, I probably would have gotten quite a few likes for that too. But
Probably.
you know, again, that's not me, and that's not, and I'm very, very glad that that's not the steps that I took, because at the end of the day, for me to have my own information and for me to find out, you know, from A to Z, everything between, I'm glad that I handle things the way that I did and the way that I will continue to, because my customers are what are important to me. Anyone that's ever ordered from Bambotting Nutrition, those are the people that I truly care about with all of my heart. And those are the people that I want to speak with, to give answers to, you know, go through all that with. Not people I don't know, you know, the trolls that you find, which is actually, it was kind of, I've never had a troll, and it was kind of fun. Like, I could sit there all day, like, shooting the shit with people. So that was, you know, kind of a fun thing that came out of it too.
Yes.
But yeah, I think I went on a tangent there.
It's a good tangent, though. I love that because you are so clearly and obviously passionate, and you really did go to work on resolving it right away. And you had to pull yourself out of the mix that was, you know, that could have brought you to a place that wouldn't have been professional or even like the most accurate representation of Bambody and everything you just shared. So I think it's really awesome that you're proud of the steps you took. But, you know, there were people who were even ridiculing how you addressed and went about it. And of course, you wanted to go out of your way to get your own information to bring the most accurate statement and insight to the customers who you care so much about. So is there anything you wish customers would know or maybe could know about the complexities of the situation that kept you from being able to necessarily address it right then and there?
So here's part of it, which what a lot of people don't understand. And taking myself out of the situation, I would feel the same as everyone else felt, because, you know, when you don't know, you don't know, and you just want, like, you don't understand. Why can't you give me the answers that I want right now? But, you know, when you're dealing with, especially like food lab testing, not only do, number one, we have to get the product to have sent to a food lab. Normally it takes 4 to 6 to 8 weeks to get these results that, you know, that everyone wants, that I wanted. And the worst part of the whole situation was, once, like, you know, we contacted the this lab that we found at, no one gave us the information what lab this was, but we, you know, again, through our own investigation, found out what lab, you know, was used to form allegations, and we used that exact same lab. Contacted the lab directly, spoke to the head lab tech, and, you know, worked out to where we were going to get these results expedited at, you know, an extraordinary cost, but, you know, you do what you have to do. Of course, we next dayed the package of 5 different batches of, you know, different products, and USPS loses the package.
Of all the packages to
Of
lose.
all the package you
I
could
know.
possibly lose. So, you know, one day we expedited them, next day, right? They're not there the next day. So we check the tracking, they're en route, they're on the truck. Okay. Let's see what happens. We wait one more day. They did not arrive the next day. We call, they can't tell us where the package is. They can't tell us. We're like, okay, this is just fabulous, just fabulous. So, you know, get to work. Get them all made again. Send them out. We're sending, because, you know, the way that, as directed by the lab tech, that you want to do this is you need different sample batches. Not only do you need a certain amount of each product, but you need to sample from different batches, as they always recommend you sample in at least triplets to get an array of samples to test from. So we get all these ready to go again. Send them off again next day. They both arrive a week later on the same day.
Oh my gosh.
Apparently next day means nothing to no one, but you know, that's besides the point. I think anyone that deals with the mail like feels me on that. So finally we get them there. They happen to arrive on a Friday, so they say, okay, we'll get to them first thing on Monday. So they don't get to them first thing on Monday. Don't quite know why. Don't work in a lab, so I'm not sure. Tuesday comes. They're supposed to get to them first thing on Tuesday. They don't get to them first thing on Tuesday. So finally, like after going through all this, you know, every day my team, we're on the phone, we're talking to this, you're pushing this, you're trying to find out why. Then they stop answering the phone. Then they don't call us back. Then we finally get to eat, you know, we get everything done. We get it all taken care of. And without a shadow of a doubt, nothing is double anyone says that it is. Absolutely not a fact.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, then people want to, you know, like, why aren't you showing us the results? Why aren't you showing us this? The other side of that too, unless you're, you know, a person in the field, unless, you know, you've studied nutritional chemical breakdowns, unless you've done this, these results will make zero sense to you. Number one, it's done by 100-gram portion. So a serving size isn't 100 grams. So if you would like, you know, comparing, you know, apples to apples, you have to break it down through other calculations. Everything's given to you not in grams, you're given to you as a percent. So it's a lot. Showing a piece of paper doesn't give you the answers that anyone's looking for. And again, it's not, you know, it doesn't tell you protein, carbs, fats. That's not even a number that you get on there. You get a moisture, you get a percentage of this, something from this, all these different things. It's a 5-page paper for each different analysis. So what we want to do is put together, you know, content to help break it down, to help people understand what every single one of these numbers means and how they got to these different numbers. But, you know, with that said, it takes time. And, you know, just like other people didn't get it done in a week, they took the course of 3 to 5 months to get it done. Everyone wants me to accomplish all this in less than a week. And it's just not possible. As much as there's nothing more than I want for it to be possible, it's not possible. And at the end of the day, as much as I hate to have this be the answer, and I'm sure as much as anyone hates to have this be the answer, it takes time. But, you know, I also want to do things right. And in order to do it right, I do need a little bit of time. And, you know, I hope that people can understand that. And that, like, you know, that everything, we want to be completely transparent, always, all the time, which is why we provide a nutrition label, because again, at the end of the day, it's not even required for us. But we, you know, I choose things based on what's in it. I know what works with my body. I know what doesn't. So I like to see those kind of things. And I always try to do things, you know, the way I would want them as a consumer, because again, anyone that knows me knows that I love being a consumer, love making some purchases, but I also value every dollar that I spend, and I invest it into things that I like, that I enjoy, that bring me happiness. And I always want all of our products to always do that for people, because at the end of the day, again, that's our only goal. Like, I want you to enjoy it. I want you to love it. I want it to bring you whatever it is that you hoped you were going to get when you spent your hard-earned money on it.
I love that. I absolutely love that, and really appreciate you breaking down the exact process you had to go through to get those lab results. And what I'm now wondering about is, you know, the people who made the allegations, there were other people who came out and said, oh yeah, this was said before, blah, blah, blah. My question is, when they when you called the lab, are they allowed to tell you what the process of the previous results were? In the sense of, did they send a triple batch? Did they did they end up getting, like, how did they go about that? Did they explain that to you?
So at the end of the day, like it's they can't give me information about anyone else's anything. Because, you know, obviously like legal reasons, they were, anyone else is a customer that does pay for a service, whether or not it's my product, whether it's the proper amount, whether it's anything like that, isn't up to them, and they can't tell me information regarding anyone else. So, you know, any information that I do have is information, you know, that I found through, you know, again, through our own investigation. And also, at the end of the day, like, I can't speak to anything that anyone else did or says or anything like that, because that's not information that I have, or that, you know, is even relevant to anything that I do. What I can speak to is information that I do have, and, you know, facts that I can give, and all of that. Because again, like, I'm not necessarily, I'm worried about my business and my customers and making sure that everything's right. So all I want to do is always provide the most accurate, most enjoyable product for all of the Bambotting customers.
And you know what? They have never failed me. They've never failed my sister. My dad was like, "You gotta record this episode and be like, hey, if she's looking for an old guy, board short dude, I'll be taking a sponsorship." He's like, "Just send all the red velvets." But yeah, it's never failed us. You know what I mean? And I think that speaks true of many of the customers. All of us were like, how is that true when we've all been getting really positive results? Even when I wasn't eating one every single day, didn't make an impact. So I think that's important for people to know, is like, there's also proof in the pudding. Is that what is the saying? Proof in the pudding. And you know, something that you just said too that really stood out to me, this is again something I've always admired about you, is you do things the way you would want them done for you. It's like that golden rule. And I think what you just brought up too is you're not even required to have a nutrition label with all the ingredients. You do it because it's something that matters to you as a consumer and on the basis of your company. So from a legal perspective, could you maybe break down or explain the difference between macros for, or even nutrition labels for a company that does made to order treats like yours versus a company like, say, Pop-Tarts that has boxes on shelves in stores for months?
So, and at that, like, let me know if I don't answer your question correctly. I think I'm not sure if I got it right, but you know, because we are a small business, we're not required to have a nutrition label. Besides the fact that our products are, everything's hand created. So it's, you know, we don't have a machine that, like, you know, creates all these Pop-Tarts coming out and all these trees, like, it goes down a process line. Like, every single one is made by people. You know, they're prepared by people, they're mixed by people, they're cut by people, they're all packed with love in all these containers by me, by, you know, the other people that I have working with me. Oh God, and I forgot what I was even, like, going with this.
It's not coming off of the factory line.
Oh yeah. Coming off of a factory line. And it's our nutritional facts are based off of ingredients used. So with that said, obviously, you know, too, it's baking. So not every single treat, every single brownie is always going to be the exact same, because there is naturally a variation from one to one. I do know, you know, to get, like, I personally track macros, and, you know, way back in the day, I just, you know, I ate certain foods and added up calories and different things like that, but I track macros. So I know that for me to personally, like, eat this, I need to know, you know, how many carbs, how many fats, how many protein. So part of the reason that we do have the nutritional facts on there is so that people can enjoy them responsibly and know that, like, okay, if I have one, I can have it with this. If I want to have six, I need to figure it in this way. So, and it also makes it easier for people to figure out, because I know too that like I have certain things, like for example whey protein, like whey protein is a big no-no for me. Do I eat it still? Absolutely. You know, there's certain things I love, absolutely has it. Gluten I should wholeheartedly stay away from, still enjoy it all the time, like, but I know,
We'll
you know, I
suffer for
know it.
gluten.
Yeah, like it is what it is. Love me some gluten. But it, you know, I know that like if I'm going to do a photo shoot, if I'm going, you know, if I'm doing prep, if I'm getting ready to get on stage, if I want to look good in my bikini, I know that I shouldn't eat these things. So it is important to know, you know, what's in your different products so I can make the conscious choice. Do I want my stomach to hurt today, or do I not want it to? So that's, it's, you know, it's important to see those things.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, you just mentioned you yourself follow an if it fits your macros lifestyle, and really just a fitness and healthy lifestyle in general. And you've shared that for a long time. And I want to definitely talk to you too about like your plans or maybe your goals right now. But what's interesting to me and what irked me the most was that when you follow an if it fits your macros diet, or you make any sort of macro swaps on your plan, right? Usually it's like you're making something at home with a combination of different ingredients, and then you plug that into like an app like MyFitnessPal or something, and it populates with the macros of each, and then it creates this recipe total. And to me, that's no different than, let's say, making something out of a cookbook, plugging it all in, or buying something from someone like you. Or there's a lot of other companies too that make treats, protein bars, whatever, even what maybe you wouldn't call macro friendly things, and they calculate it this way. So the difference though is you're making it based off of specific recipes and processes that you've really gotten down to a science over the years. So something that you recently talked about was the new lines and the plans for Bambody, so that are going to really address these concerns, like the elite line, the indulgent line. So can you expand on some of those?
So, with everything that has happened recently, the great thing about it was that I got to speak personally to a lot of our different customers. And while I know that for me personally, you know, one extra carb here, one less protein there isn't going to make or break my day. And for my like mental well-being, I can't worry about slight fluctuations like that, but I know that everyone is different, and some people do want an exact, like, hey, I need to be on point with this, I need everything to be like this, I need exactly this amount. So with speaking to everyone, that's why we've decided to start a new line of our treat where we have the elite line. The elite line is going to be lab tested, lab generated nutrition labels that are going to be made in, the products are going to be made in smaller batches. So a smaller batch, what that means is that there's less room for variation from treat to treat. So as they're created, as they're made, they're going to take more time to make. Obviously, there's going to be, you know, we're going to lose a lot more ingredients while making them and stuff, but they're going to be more precisely calculated. If I'm trying to pick the best words to describe this here, but the best precisely calculated to where, you know, okay, there is not the slightest, the most minimal amount of variation among these. Now, our Guiltless Pleasure line is where you're going to find most of our treats, and most of the treats like where they currently are now. So these treats are made in larger batches. Usually we bake in a 50-pound batch, which is the, you know, that's the biggest that we do. Every once in a while we'll do like a 25-pound batch, but usually 50-pound batches, to where they're created in more bulk. So you might find rather than, you know, 1 gram variation, you might find a 2, a 3, a 4. And again, you know, for the most accurate nutritional calculation, when you get your treats, you do want to weigh each one, because not each one is going to be the exact serving size. So that's going to be our Guiltless Pleasure line. Then we have our indulgent line, where the indulgent line are going to be our treats like the chunky peanut butter cup, the s'mores brownie, to where these have toppings that aren't necessarily measured to precision. You know, you want a rough estimate, we can tell you how much is roughly on top of here, but also, you know, peanut butter swirl brownie batter, we don't know how much peanut butter you took in that. You know, maybe you went straight for the middle and just ate all the peanut butter. You're going to have a lot more than 5 grams of fat, you know, in that serving there.
Yes.
If you went just around the edge and just got the brownie batter, you didn't, you know, have any peanut butter on that one, it's going to be a little bit, you know. So these are the ones where, depending how you eat it, which piece you eat, you're going to find more of a difference there in those treats.
I think that's so awesome. Like, you've literally turned something that was challenging, stressful, difficult, and you've made it into something really awesome. And it's allowed you to communicate even deeper with your customers, probably develop even better relationships, and now meet even more of their needs, which I just think is so cool. And obviously, you're always being really creative in the kitchen with like now holiday treats. I'm watching, I'm like, I can't, first of all, did you try, can I say the COR, that one, and corn? Can I say that one? Can I announce that?
I don't know. You say whatever you want.
Oh no. Okay. Well, basically, you told me you never had cornbread in your life, so I'm curious, what was your thought on that? First
Okay,
of all.
so this is the vision that I had, where, like, you know, especially for we've gotten a lot of requests lately for like keto friendly products, or people saying they're doing a low carb diet. For me personally, I like to separate my stuff. You know, I don't like to have my carbs and my fats mixed together, because like I'm a volume eater. I like the volume of it. So my vision is, you know, Thanksgiving, like at my house, I always make healthier versions of, like, you know, Thanksgiving food, like mac and cheese, mashed potatoes. So my vision is that you can have, you know, your turkey with your cornbread. So
Yes.
rather than the way I envision it is, it's lower in protein. Like roughly the best batch that we've come up with so far has about 6 grams of protein. And then, you know, you can have it with your turkey. So it's a lower carb. Right now it's at about, like, I think 11 grams of carbs per slice with your turkey. And like you feel satisfied. You're partaking in, you know, the holiday traditions, but you're not like, you know, busting out of your pants and, like, you know, exploding everywhere and stuff. Like, you still feel good about it.
Yes, and obviously I've never had the cornbread ones, but everything I could say about Bambotting is I've never had an adverse gut reaction that I've had with like a regular brownie or a regular piece of, let's say, like a loaf bread, like a cinnamon bread off the shelf somewhere else, like a Starbucks, would give me a very different reaction than the ones that I get from you. And so I totally love that. And I think it's awesome. And do you have any other holiday treats we could maybe get excited about or look out for, or maybe
Oh my
taste
gosh.
soon?
Like, I thrive off of a holiday. Like, again,
Yes.
even we hit September and I'm pretty sure I almost died. Like, the level of excitement inside my soul just about burst at the seams. Like, we currently have the red velvet cookie, which is just, it's just fucking fabulous. Like, there are no other words to describe it other than that. Most recently was the, you know, getting it, like, for all our basic people, we got that pumpkin cheesecake cookie. Oh my, which I like, and this is gonna probably, like, you know, people are gonna unfollow some shit right now, but I don't even like pumpkin at the end of the day. Like, it's
Oh
not my favorite
no.
flavor. But the pumpkin cheesecake cookie, it's like that. I don't think you've had it yet, right?
I have it in my next order.
So
Girl, you know I
it's
ordered
more
that.
of, yeah, it's like a dessert pumpkin rather than a spicy pumpkin, like the pumpkin bread.
Yes.
It's like a sweet dessert. Even
That's
like my kids, who
awesome.
one of them doesn't like pumpkin, she's like, this shit is good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
So
don't doubt it.
we're also, like, I don't know when this podcast goes out, but we have one of our, I now call them, for, you know, seasonal purposes, one of our Bambody elves. He created George's Jingle Balls, which we're having like a special release this coming week for his birthday. But they're like red velvet and super green balls that come in a pack. So they have a full serving of a superfood blend, where you've got your
Wow.
antioxidants, your immune support. I think it has like 100 grams of 100% of your vitamin C in it for the day, and they're like super delicious. You can't even taste that that there's greens in it. There's we're working on a snickerdoodle cookie, peppermint mocha brownie batter. Obviously the red velvet's coming back. Like I just like I can't like
Yes.
again, you're gonna make me throw up. The excitement's too real.
No, oh my God. Like guys, my morning news, aside from my journaling and running, is watching Stefanie's running stories and also watching Bam Body stories and voting on the polls. And today I voted for gingerbread, not gonna lie.
Did
But
you?
yes, but I was thrilled about Snickerdoodle anyways, because I'm a big fan of both. But something about gingerbread I really enjoy. But regardless, I'm just excited to try them because me and my sister are still doing that taste test video, and I can't wait. It's coming up after my show. We're gonna do it in Vegas because we wanted to do it together, and we're moving, and so it'll be like our last little thing. Anyway,
Oh, it's awesome.
yeah, really excited. And I just think it's cool that you're always creative and not just in like the treat making of like how can it fit the holiday theme, but also like how can it benefit the customers. And the fact that you created treats with like an antioxidant blend is freaking amazing, and you can't even taste it. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. This podcast is going to come out in October, so you may have to do another release of these
Well, they're
things.
definitely like they're coming back. Like George's jingle balls are gonna jingle for extended periods of time.
George, you better move him. I love that. Why is his birthday so in October?
I don't know, but I mean I'm sure like honest. And the thing is too, like I have all these ideas and I have these things planned, but usually the ones that come out aren't even they're not even anything planned. They're kind of happy accidents that happen, especially the red velvet cookie, which again is just amazing. Wasn't even like a planned thing. I threw one together for my kids one day because I was like, all right, I'm gonna just make this into a cookie and we're gonna do this here, and it just turned out to be amazing.
I was gonna ask you actually if you ever make your own BAMs in your home and outside of your kitchen.
I I have a lot of sample flavorings at my house, and for like actually before I came on with you, I've been waiting to get. I took my can opener to to my office, and I don't have one here. I've been waiting for one for 2 days because I'm trying to make this brownie batter with butterscotch in it to see
Oh,
like what it tastes like. And I can't, like freaking Amazon promised me my can opener would come today and it has
yeah,
yet to
these
come.
shippings.
So yeah, I can't. And the cornbread I've been trying out like at my house with like the cool thing is too, and what I'm lucky about is whenever I want, I just take home some of my ingredients and I can play around at my house. And like what my family both loves and hates, because apparently my family hates cornbread and we have cornbread every night with dinner. um that like I make these things and we all try them together first before like I take it to the office and we tweak and adjust and nutritional analyze and all those kind of things to kind of see like what we like, because get the I I offer through Bam Body Nutrition products that I love. And if I don't like them, if my family doesn't like them, I don't want to give them to you and your family. Like it doesn't make
Mhm.
sense to me.
Have you ever been impartial about a treat where you're like, I could go without it, but I like it, my family likes it, but it's not my favorite?
I'm like to be complete. Like I'm a team chocolate all the way.
Yeah.
So what I try to keep in my mind is also too like my older daughter does. She's into that like weird flavored shit. Like which and now I've probably offended lots of people too. But like if it was something like rhubarb, she'd be like, oh my god, that's amazing. I'm like, what the hell is rhubarb?
I don't even
But
know.
I don't
I'm
either.
chocolatey.
Me too. So like the lemon, the key lime.
Oh, I do love lemon.
I think there was another one that like people gingerbread. Like those aren't my jam.
Strawberry chocolate. Do you remember that?
Yeah, like
Mhm.
those aren't my jam. Like fruit for like I'll have some blueberries here and there. Like, but I'm not like when I come to my dessert, like I need you to give me the chocolate and don't taint it with like some fruity kind of taste. So that's the only kind of thing that I do try to keep in mind, that like some people don't like chocolate, which again don't really get, but
Ugh.
that's some people's truth that they want to live. And, you know, I do want to have something for those people too. And then also, you know, for the older one that is not necessarily the biggest chocoholic and who doesn't like peanut butter, which again blows my mind every day.
Oh my God, doesn't like chocolate, doesn't like peanut butter. What?
Hmm.
Well, that's good though. It forces you to be even more creative, that's for sure.
Yeah, it sure does.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't even imagine a life without chocolate.
I
Like,
can't either.
no.
Well, you know, again, too, that's why I started Bambody, because I was, you know, I was living this like, and again, about to age myself, but like back in the day, this bodybuilding lifestyle where you ate chicken, broccoli, and maybe like two or three other foods, and that was what you ate. You didn't track macros. You ate these foods, you know, this many times a day, and then you got on stage. But, you know, something that I've always struggled with is that I have a sweet tooth. Like I need that. I just like I crave it. I need it. And if you don't give it to me, I'll be fine, be fine, be fine, and then like fall off the deep end like hardcore into like, you know, some super binging style stuff to where I can't stop. And that was like never a good feeling that I wanted. So, you know, I started mixing these things together. Like, oh my God, okay, like, well, if I take these foods I'm allowed to have and add a little bit of this, that, and the other, like, okay, it can be a cake now. Like, that's cool.
Yes. And by the way, you guys listening, if you haven't listened to Stefanie's original episode, she does go into depth on some of her past with an eating disorder and also in her passion for nutrition and for baking. So it's actually a really awesome episode. It would be a great, I guess, dessert to this entree of an episode that you're listening to because,
Ooh, that was
yes, thank
fun.
you. You know, probably the only one who appreciated it was
I
you.
love I love a let me tell you, especially like in my Netflixes, I love a circle back and you circle and you're like, oh, I remember that. It's
Yes.
like fabulous.
Yes. Gotta do it. Well, yeah, no, seriously, guys, I'll link it too in the show notes of this episode, but it's really good and it gives even more insight into that. And you know what? Like, I'm just gonna be totally transparent too and say I worked really hard to resolve and work on my relationship with food. And of course, you know, I now help other people with this too. But a big part of my bodybuilding career now, or I guess you could say passion, is actually having allowed myself to sustain it. I was resisting sustaining it because I was being restrictive. And when I got to have Bambody, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so easy to swap because of the reasons being like, okay, it's higher protein, lower carb, lower fat, or it's a perfect balance of like carbs and protein with a lower fat. So I can put peanut butter with it or whatever it was. And it's perfect. And it's actually really helped me personally see that this is something I can sustain. And I attribute the fact that I've been through a really long ass prep and my improvement season was awesome. And I think a lot of that was because one, I worked on my mindset and my relationship with food, but two, in working on that, then I found ways to start working things in like Bambody to build up that efficacy in my ability to have things that tasted amazing, made me feel good, and supported me in my goals. And I love being part of BAM because I love other people getting to see and taste that and experience that. And kind of just, again, circling back to your lifestyle, I had seen that you were working with a coach again for a little bit. And of course, you know, you competed a long time ago. And so what's your personal goals right now?
Um, you know, that's an interesting question that you pose. I started working. I joined Adam with See You Later Leaner,
Mm-hmm.
and just love it. The reason I started with him because you know I was tracking macros. I've been tracking macros for a year, but literally just looking at my macros. Like I wasn't tracking them to a specific like numbers. I would just put in everything I eat and then look at it and then go, huh, look at that. Like
That's what
I
I
mean,
ate.
there was nothing that I was shooting for nothing, shooting for absolutely nothing. And then I realized like, I feel like maybe, and I go, maybe I'm having too much fat. So I would just have less fat. I'd be like, maybe I need more carbs. Let me have more carbs. And then I look at that, I go, all right, look at that. Look at that.
I did what I said I needed to do.
Yeah, but don't know, is this working for me? Is this not working for me? No idea whatsoever. So that was the reason that like, you know, I started with him. and with the kind of, the thought about in the back of my head that like, I would love to get on stage again. I never had planned to, quote unquote, like take time off, but it just like time passes by so fast. And like, I very much wanted to this year. And then, COVID happened. I was like, well, all right, I guess that was a shitty year to pick to, have dreams come true. But I don't know. It's funny because I actually was just emailing with him this morning and I was like, I don't know, do you think maybe we do this? So,
Oh, I
I don't
will
know.
be
I'm
there.
like, just, I would absolutely love to. And yeah, I guess that would be I would love to get on stage again. I don't know whether or not it's going to happen, but I would really love to.
That would be amazing. Even if you didn't, what I admire again is that you live the lifestyle and you live it in a way that makes sense for you and a way that you love. And you're always striving for more and you're very committed. You're a diligent person. It's just awesome to watch your journey. And if you do, cool, you have lots of support there. And if you don't, cool, but it doesn't sound like you're done, which is awesome. So I want to ask really just one more question of you, which is kind of just
Yeah.
around your circle, because you brought it up at the beginning of the episode. A lot of your customers are like friends to you. Something you've posted about and you preach about is how you keep a circle of love around you and you're aware of the people in your life, really, and you filter in and out the right and wrong people. So how do you do that, or how have you been able to develop a social group or maybe a support circle that is the best for you and doesn't bring you down?
The answer to that question is really, I don't know. I don't know if I've just been lucky that I have just somehow met genuine, like amazing, good people. I don't know if Bambody just attracts fabulous people or, or what it is. I honestly couldn't tell you, but somehow I've been lucky to just really, not only through the fitness industry, through Bambody, through both of them, I have met so many incredible people that I have formed such long lasting, like eternal bonds with, not only all of the Bambody babes, which, all of them started. Kelly was one of the
Mhm.
first customers that we ever had. I remember Kelly ordering, she would always order like 15 dozen packs at a time. And I remember in my house, in my dining room, me and my mother-in-law, like trying to figure out how the hell we were going to pack Kelly's order in a box.
I love that.
Because all we had were these 3 priority sized boxes from the post office. And we were like, how the hell do we get 15 dozen in this one box? Like, and I'm
That's
like, I don't know,
awesome.
Evelyn, how are we going to do this? But, and ever since, like, she's one of my best friends. I even had like a little like hiccup with a customer where we got into like, I'm gonna call it a tiff. We got into a little tiff
I love
on
that word.
Instagram, and where we were going back and forth, kind of shit talking to each other, and eventually, like, I ended up calling her a friend. Like, we text all the time. We're like good friends now. I'm so invested in, like, I'm like, hey, how'd you do at your show? Like, send me a picture, like what's going on. Like, it's incredible, that like I have genuinely been so lucky to meet so many great people. And even, another customer that we have, she's been trying to get pregnant for a while. She was doing IVF, and now she's about to have her baby. And
Wow.
we talk every day. She updates me every day. I think about her all the time. Like, it's just, I don't know, like I've been very, very fortunate. Maybe it's the industry, maybe it's the brownies. I don't know, but
It
I'm
could be in the
very
brownie.
grateful.
I love
Very
that.
grateful.
Well, I also want to say is also you, I believe, because you are a very empowering woman. You're very open, understanding. you're easy to connect and talk with. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that you'd have such a great circle. I think you are amazing. You really inspire me. And, I do also agree there's a big portion of this industry. It's mind blowing sometimes how incredibly supportive and loving and how we all cheer each other on. It's just really cool. And I appreciate that you've always brought that as well.
Well, that's really sweet of you. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. You're welcome. So anything we didn't cover or discuss that you're like, I gotta get this out?
Honestly, I feel like I have so much to say, and then I forget like everything that I've ever wanted to say. But also too, I have like. I'm an open book, and I have an open door. Like anyone that has, any questions, any comments, any concerns, my goal is to eventually call every single person and speak to them that is, ever ordered from Bambody. That surely that's taken me quite some time to make it through page 1. I actually didn't realize how many people there are, but anyone, like you can DM me. You can, I would, call Bambody. I'm not, honestly, you hit dial on your phone. I don't know what the number is. If I did, I'd give it out. But like, you can look on the website. There's a phone number there. You can call. You can ask for me. Like anyone that has any questions, comments, concerns, wants to talk shit, like I'm always open for it. Like always. There's nothing I enjoy more. So.
This is true. I love that so much. Very transparent and always looking to serve the people that you love, which is so amazing. And to everyone listening, if you have never tried Bambody, please do yourself a favor and order some right now. I'm going to hype Bambody up. I'm going to do a shameless plug, bambottingnutrition.com. I personally now have an awesome discount code every month, which you can reach out to me for. You're more than welcome to on Instagram at celestial_fit or through my website. You can contact me. But regardless, go and at least get a treat pack. I always tell people who ask, like, what should I get? Start with a treat pack. You'll get a good understanding of what BAM is like and how it can work and fit into your lifestyle. Also makes great desserts for parties. I had it at my own graduation party, ordered so many boxes,
Nice.
Blew everybody away. Yes, it is amazing and makes for fantastic gifts, or when you're like, oh my God, I'm about to go see someone I haven't seen in a while. It's perfect. Anyway, please try it because you will not be disappointed. It's not one of those things where you're going to try and be like, that tastes like a brick. I hate this. Why would Celeste recommend it? No, like you'll probably be like, oh my gosh, why did Celeste recommend it? I'm going to have to keep ordering. Like this sucks because they're that good. So anyway, thank you, Stefanie, for coming on. Do you mind sharing how people can connect with you or, shoot the shit with you?
I mean, usually if you're looking for me, you can usually find me at Target. Browse this out. No, I'm just kidding. One of them. Oh my gosh, this is about to be so embarrassing. I think I'm _brownie_boss on Instagram. Oh my gosh, that is so incredibly embarrassing. If I'm not, try _brownie_boss and an underscore at the end. But I'm pretty sure it's _brownie_boss.
You're right. It's _brownie_boss.
Oh my God, how embarrassing.
No, it's awesome. I love that. And you guys watch her stories on Instagram. 1, morning motivation. 2, because sometimes she'll drop some little insiders. So just, pro tip.
Yeah, I'm always throwing up some samples like, hey guys, get a sample, because there's no other way to know what anyone thinks,
Yeah, that's true. So you guys know what to do next. Go ahead and reach out to her if you have any follow-up questions as well. I really appreciate you guys tuning into another episode. I hope you're enjoying this return series. It has been an absolute pleasure of mine. And Stefanie, again, thank you for coming on. And you guys, I'm going to put all the show notes, including episode timestamps, on celestial.fit/podcast. So if you scroll down to the category section and you find Stefanie's name, you'll see both her episodes there, or you can scroll down and click on the return series and you'll see her notes there too. So yeah, you guys, thank you so much again for listening. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, night, or morning, wherever you are in the world while you're listening to this episode.